In the Inquisition? Red Jenny?
She's making sure they don't forget us.
Hope she still has time for us.
It's the Grand Ball in the Winter Palace.
They'll appoint a new divine soon. One who'll make you stand up for us instead of protecting them.
It's true.
Do you know where this noble wanted to meet us?
I do. The Comte Boisvert's invited us to his mansion. I pray he clears up the deaths of my messengers, as promised.
Lead the way.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for seeing us, Comte Boisvert.
The honor is mine. Please, sit. It's an honor to assist two such distinguished guests.
Please, tell us what you know.
Straight to business, then. After the murder of Lady Montule's people, I don't suppose I can blame you. Have you heard of the House of Repose?
The Assassin's League?
My contacts obtained a copy of a document in the archives. Contract for a life.
The House of Repose is hereby sworn to eliminate anyone attempting to overturn the Montiliers' trading exile in Orlais.
Overly complicated assassination plots are part of Orlesian politics, I take it.
They're all too common, I'm afraid.
The contract was signed by a noble family. The Du Paraquets.
But the Du Paraquets died out as a noble line over 60 years ago.
Indeed. But the contract was signed 109 years ago.
How can a family try to kill you after they died out?
The Du Paraquets were our rivals. They drove the Montiliers from Val Royaux. This contract was drawn up over 100 years ago, but it wasn't invoked until I tried to overturn my family's exile.
Unpleasant though it may be, the House of Repose is merely fulfilling its contractual duties.
If the people who wanted your family dead are gone, why are the assassins still after you?
A contract is a contract, Inquisitor. Orlesian businesses live and die by their reputations. The entire guild's welfare would be endangered if an agreement was tossed aside on a whim of time or fate.
She's quite right, Your Worship. The House of Repose is doing what it feels necessary, by its standards.
I'll do what I can to stop these attacks, Josephine.
Thank you, Inquisitor. I think I may know how. The Du Paraquets still have descendants under the common branch. If we elevate them to nobility, a Du Paraquet could annul the contract on my life.
That will take time, Lady Montilier. Time during which the House of Repose will be obliged to hunt you.
Will they now? You are exceedingly well informed. You're not to have said you'd heard rumors, at best.
A bit of subterfuge. This contract on your life is an ugly business. One the House of Repose deeply regrets. But this is Orlais. Even an assassin's word is his bond.
Does Comte Boisvert actually exist?
Absolutely. The Comte's offer to reveal the killers of Lady Montule's messengers was genuine. So was his information somehow. An end to be tied up later.
I'm guessing the actual Comte Boisvert met with a fatal accident.
Comte Boisvert slumbers in a nearby closet. Nothing more. The contract on Lady Montule's life is so unusual, We felt the courtesy of an explanation was in order.
It is appreciated, monsieur.
Your idea to seek out the Duparequet to revoke our orders is an interesting one. I wish you luck. I did not come to shed blood today, Inquisitor. Only to speak. Might I pass?
Why warn us about your contract and let us go?
In Orlais, it is only decent to inform those involved in a contract when extraordinary circumstances conspire.
And the guild's reputation would suffer if you ignored the contract. I quite understand.
Thank you, my lady. May we conclude with my departure?
Not on your life.
As you wish.
That's the last of them.
Well, I didn't think our meeting would end like this.
We'll deal with these assassins.
I have some thoughts. Let's discuss them back at Skyholm. I'll feel safer with the castle's walls.
You hear something?
Oh, goodness. Comte Poivert, is that you? Oh, the lock's been broken off. We'll find a saw. I realize the cabinet is quite valuable, Comte, but surely... A locksmith?
Lost 3 shipments. It's still rough. Look at them. We're back in the winter.
I'm so sorry, Inquisitor. I never thought my family's trading status would trap us in an assassin's plot.
Between our soldiers and spies, Skyhold's safer than anywhere else in Thadus.
Yet the problem persists. I've tracked down the last Duparequets. If they become gentry, they can annul the contract on my life. We'll require a noble from Val Royeaux to sponsor them, a judge to provide documents, a minister to ratify them.
It's so like you to take the longest course of action, even when your life is at stake.
I assume you already know everything about this mess.
There is a faster way, Josephine. The original contract on your life is in the vaults of the House of Repose. If my agents infiltrate it and destroy the original, the assassin will have no obligation to chase you.
Leliana, please. I want no more bloodshed over a personal affair.
Don't be so stubborn, Josie. How long will it take you to gather these favors in Val Royeaux?
We can solve this without more deaths on either side.
My people are ready, should you change your mind. I'll post a watch on our ambassador in case the House of Repose visits.
I appreciate it, but I still believe elevating the Duparequets will solve this. First, we need to perform some favors in Val Royeaux. I'd be happy to discuss where we could begin. Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
You said I'd have to do some favors in Val Royeaux if we want to make the Dupare...
The Countess Dion is our first step. Her lover, a mage, bring her news of him and she'll be very amenable to sponsoring the Dupa... Are you all right, Leliana?
Are you?
I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Inquisitor.
At your service.
To work? A friend gave up the location of the Elder Lord's face.
So Gaspard favors the trade you've started, but Celine favors the house.
I told you I was right not to send supplies to Haven. Look what happened there.
I am more worried about who attacked them and why.
The Chantry declared them heathens. An attack
Welcome.
was just a matter of time.
The Most Holy is dead.
Inquisitor.
Until a device
What
is
an-
not
You
done,
must have
I
had a long
intend to
journey to
supply
the
the
city.
Inquisition.
Might
They
there be
need
any
our
news
help.
from this house?
Here's a letter from ALeeHaze's. He's safe with his family.
Oh, my... The Dions will sponsor the Duparakets as a fan... Now please, forgive my hastiness, but I must read...
Inquisitor?
Inquisitor!
What happened here?
The House of Repose decided to pay a visit. The guards arrived in time, but I should have guessed the assassins would infiltrate the servants.
Let's not underestimate the League of Professional Murderers.
It won't happen again, Your Worship.
Leliana assigned people to shadow me. They appear to have saved my life. I owe you everything, Sergeant.
Only my duty, Ambassador. I'll talk with the spy master about these murderous louts. She'll find how they got in.
Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
What's the next favor we need to get these duplicates a law?
We need a judge of the royal court to
Any word?
Nothing yet.
Let us begin. Arranged an accord between the Marquis and the Dowager.
Wonder of wonders. Perhaps they can be useful to us after all.
Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
What's the next favor we need to get these duplicates?
We must persuade Minister Belize to ratify the papers. The minister will be at a small fete thrown by the Marquis Wiscott. Let us begin. Our allies cannot take the same route through the mountains we did.
Thank you for seeing me in private, Minister Belize.
I chastise you for taking me from the party, Inquisitor, but the Marquis throws such dull affairs. It's hardly worth it. I assume you wish to discuss your petition to elevate these du Paraquets to a minor lordship. Tell me, why should I allow you to pollute the Orlesian nobility any further than it's already been muddled?
Surely even a minister could do worse than have the Inquisition in her debt.
I am a well-positioned woman. I require something more concrete than vague promises of future gifts. And do not attempt to charm me. I am far too old to tolerate it. What can you possibly provide that will make your petition worth my effort?
Information. Unless you believe your source is better than agents of the Inquisition.
Normally, I wouldn't trust your discretion. But the left hand of the Divine is working for you, is she not? Sister Leliana is a resourceful woman. I could certainly make use of her talents. Very well, Inquisitor. Should you fulfill this bargain, I shall raise the du Paraquets into lordship.
I must return to Valrayo to see that everything is in order. Please join me when you can. A pleasure. I received a letter from the House of Repose, Your Worship. They acknowledge their contract is null and void. There is no longer a price on my life. They also send their compliments on how handily you dispatched their agent pretending to be the Comte.
I'm glad you don't have to live your life looking over your shoulder anymore.
I regret we were forced to deal with them, that you were endangered by my part in the game.
You were a singer.
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy. Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
What made you interested in
I was attending a university in Valroyo when I learned about bards. There was such an air of romance about them. Stories of secrets, trysts, and fascinating people. A group of us, young gentry from Antiva, decided this exciting life was for us.
You seem a bit steady for such an outgoing lifestyle.
The life of an entertainer didn't suit me at all. During one particular intrigue, I encountered a bard sent to kill my patron. We fought. Or perhaps scrapped is the better word. Both of us terrified. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other bard drew a knife, and I pushed him away from me. You can imagine the result.
I don't see the fault. You survived, as did your patron.
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. When I took off his mask, I knew him. We'd attended parties together. If I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my voice instead of scuffling like a common thug, I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
You of all people should know you can't play the game without bloodshed.
Never as the first resort, Inquisitor. Never as a way that makes currency of lives. In all the commotion... Forgive me, I don't believe I ever thanked you for helping me with this.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Such a gracious woman deserves nothing less.
Such talk. I'm quite overcome.
Should I stop?
Oh, no. I mean, yes. I meant, no, I don't... Well, if you meant to draw a blush to my cheeks, you've completely succeeded. Let's return to Skyhold before anyone notices.
Inquisitor?
Leliana wished to speak with you, Inquisitor. It's good to see you. Farewell.
Yes?
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of... You must blame me for this.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
You look out for your people.
Is it? They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
Inquisitor? May I notice you've paid Lady Montelier quite a number of compliments.
Yes, I enjoy her company very much.
An entanglement with our ambassador I asked Josephine to join the Inquisition because we needed a diplomat. Not so she could be toyed with.
I enjoy being with Josephine. I'm not trying to break her heart.
Then I would be more cautious. Josephine's no stranger to courtly intrigue. But love? There she's an innocent. She has no idea you are truly attracted to her. If indeed you are.
Yes, I'm very attracted to Josephine.
Is that so? Whatever is between you, I ask that you treat her with kindness. For her sake, as well as yours.
Whatever happens, I'm glad to see Josephine has a concerned friend here.
I have so few true friends these days. Those that are left I deeply cherish. I will not trouble you any further, but I do watch over my friends. Good day, your worship. It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment.
Brilliant, isn't it? One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would... No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
You don't need to worry about me. I can keep up.
Yes, I noticed that.
Did you now?
Certainly. If you were a slack-jawed yokel, you'd already be dead. I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this is something else completely. In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are but here we are. One of those very Magisters, a dark spawn. True, he might be a convincing liar or delusional, but how many delusional maniacs are going to have that knowledge? I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it. But no, it was us all along. We destroyed the world.
Last I checked, the Blights hadn't actually
Not for lack of trying. No one will thank me whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
That attitude must be why they kicked you out of the Imperium.
They didn't kick me out? Well, only because they never got around to it. Eventually, they might have. All I know is this. Corypheus needs... Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world. Oh, and congratulations on that whole leap.
Greetings.
I'd be interested in...
You are Dalish, are you not?
Yes, I am. The Dalish are the best hope for preserve...
Our people. You use that phrase so casually. It should mean more, among other things.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the Fade. I have seen things they have not.
Fine, you think we're terrible. What about the alienages full of elves who aren't Dalish?
Why? What would it benefit some poor man in a Ferelden alienage to learn that his ancestors strode the land like gods? It would only make him bitter, or inspire him to take a foolish risk and get it.
You've decided his reaction for him.
Perhaps I have. If you have questions and believe the answers will help, ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Glad I'm working with you. I'm not one of them.
What? Assassins? Templars? Mages? Magisters?
First, a full wheel of Antivan smoked cheese, and now 3 royals worth of crushed mint. They were right here. I remember seeing someone take them. I can't recall their face.
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
There's a rumor that Corypheus is in league with elven forces.
Which with those?
Inquisitor. I found where the Knights were fed red lyrium until they turned into monsters. Samson.
How do you know Sam?
He was a Templar in Kirkwall, until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an... Red lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a terrible madness.
If it's as powerful as you say, can we turn it to our own use?
Maker. Not without abandoning sense and sanity. The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
I like finding the Red Templars' vulnerabilities before fighting them head-on.
We'll need every advantage against what courses through their veins. Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being... If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will... As leader of the Inquisition, you... There's something...
You're being especially serious.
I know. Lyrium grants Templars our abilities. Those cut off suffer. Some go mad, others die. We have secured a reliable source of lyrium for the Templars here.
You stopped?
When I joined the Inquisition. It's been months now.
You've never complained?
Why would I? I chose this. After what happened in Kirk, I will not be bound to the Order, or that life any longer. But I would not put the Inquisition... I've asked Cassandra to... watch me. If my ability to lead is compromised, I will be relieved from duty.
You shouldn't have done this in the first place.
I have to do this. What future can there be outside the Order if I don't try? I believe in this Inquisition. I would serve out of loyalty, not blind obedience.
But this? Risking your life, your sanity? It can't be the only way.
The Inquisition's army must always take precedence. I will consider what you said. Yes?
I understand there's a way I could become a Templar, or gain the power.
Why would you?
Templars make sacrifices so they can protect people. I'm willing to do the same.
I cannot fault you. This is not a decision to be made lightly.
What is it like to have powers? To take lyrium?
Strange. After a while, your abilities become instinct. You wield them as you would a sword, without thought.
Do you think that's what it's like to be a mage?
No. Templar abilities are not magic. You draw on the lyrium in your blood and your training, not some innate ability.
You're sure it feels different? How do you know?
I just do.
You've been through this. I could use...
You have the physical training, but you must prepare. The Order would have you sit vigil. You are not bound by their rules, but if you go through with this, it may help.
Nothing's decided yet. I won't leave...
I pray that's true. I'm sure...
Strangest thing. When I reached down, my dagger was gone. Just gone. Know where I found it? In a barrel. The thing was filled to the brim with daggers. Got the strangest feeling. I know someone took it right off my belt.
What do you mean?
Let's look at you. Right, you'll survive it. Maybe.
And you are?
I'm a breaker. My name is Thram, and I was not expecting a messenger from this place. The Inquisitor wants to be a Reaver.
I'm not making this decision now. I'm not committing yet.
Herald, I hear you wish training so you don't embarrass those sworn to you. I'm summoned to offer instruction in the physical aspect of the temple.
So what?
Sir. Our time is brief, Herald. I trust you are serious.
My general has not given glowing reports of Templar life.
Yet here you are. Do you search for higher meaning behind such doubts? I don't teach that. The Order. Faith is not where Templar abilities come from. Faith is how Templars endure their abilities. I teach how to deny magics. Not fight, not match. Deny. And that lies in lyrium. You will construct a filter, you will suffer its effects, and you will be worthy of inspiration. How you endure will be your own affair.
What is it that I will endure?
Inside you, there is something you don't know you possess. Becoming a Templar, you will feel empowered. It is joyous, but once you are accustomed, that something will get hungry. You have never felt this. The Order fights it with brotherhood. I don't know what a herald has.
This filter?
It is a simple box, or an ornate one. It has simple tools or bejeweled. Depends. You will use it to prepare the daily draft of lyrium that allows the denial of magic. No one else can do this for you. Soon you won't know you're doing it. It will be a part of you.
All right, tell me what the benefits are.
Magic was meant to serve man. This is ensured through the muscle and will of Templars. We deny the mage his magic. We deny the demon its magic. We are the benefits, Herald, the benefit is control. I don't quote the Chant of Light. Know it or don't, it has proven useful to many, but it has failed some. Whatever you need, keep it dear.
Very well, sir.
They all say that. If you do not pray, Inquisitor, I recommend starting, if only to drown.
Was there something you needed?
I'd like to know more about the Templar.
What would you like to know?
Why did you join the...
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg them. At first, they merely humored me. But I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to... The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to... I was 13 when I left home.
13?
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first. Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another. There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templar initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar.
You were a model student.
Watching a candle burn down, I admit, my mind sometimes wandered. Another...
Well, Leliana just gave me quite the speech.
What about?
About us.
Oh, might we discuss this? Leliana said I was an innocent in love?
More or less.
Of all the... I'm quite capable of understanding our association. I've never thought your intentions were overly romantic, Inquisitor. I assure you.
Perhaps I should have composed a ballad then. Or sent roses.
What? You mean you do? We've only just... I didn't wish to presume you harbored any tender feelings for me.
I won't deny a certain captivation, Josephine.
But we haven't even known each other a few short months. How can you declare this liking for me after such a brief time together?
You've intelligence, elegance, and I always delight in your company. It seems most natural to want to be close to you.
I would not object to a closer relationship between us, my lord. If that sounds agreeable to you.
Nothing would make me happier.
Well, then. How are you, my lord?
Always better for the sight of you, Lady Montilier.
Oh my, you flatter me much too much.
How far do your roots go back to Orlais?
Very far. The Montiliers used to have vast holdings in Malroyo itself. I wish I could have seen them, especially the ones bearing the family crest. The original crest design was abandoned when we were exiled from the city. I've always wanted to find a copy.
Has our being together set any tongue?
Undoubtedly. A rumor already gave you a dozen suitors the moment you took your title.
Who are these rumors pairing me with?
I can only speak to what was whispered in several courts.
Josephine.
To begin with, Cassandra, Leliana, Cullen, Dorian, Mother Giselle, Enchanter Fiona, Chancellor Roderick, 3 Rs, 2 Counts, and some man named Philip. Honestly, I don't think he even exists.
I wanted to spend some time with...
Why, that's...
Fertile ground, even here. This hold has everything.